The good stuff is all new, and today we're raising a toast to friendship.
Wow. Pinkies out for this one.
Pinkies out, everybody.
Two best friends are getting the ultimate glow-up when Alexis Hans gives them head-to-toe new looks for prom.
Oh my gosh!
Then, planning a trip with your BFFs? Winston C has the apps and hacks to keep things smooth and drama-free. Plus, Mary's cooking for her besties. And nothing says I love you like fish tacos. The good stuff starts right now.
We are celebrating friendship today. In fact, yes. In fact, everyone in our audience is here with their best bud. Yes. I can feel the energy. I'm very excited about this. Listen, yay for friends. What a delight. All right, some of the strongest friendships start in high school. So let's meet two BFFs on the cusp of a very big night, prom.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
How excited are you for prom?
I'm so excited. Do you know what you're gonna wear?
I'm Evie.
I'm Aurora.
And this spring we're going to our very first prom. Maybe for Bergs, like, do you think like this would look better or this?
I feel like that one would suit you a lot more. We met in 2017, but I'd say we've been best friends since about 2018.
Yeah. The year that we met, our street does a little block party every year. And like that's when we met because we had like mutual friends, and like once we met we kind of just clicked and we were like inseparable and like been really like good friends since, like besties.
We always have the most fun together.
Yeah. Here, I'll show you some inspo of what I think would be really cute.
Okay.
Well, our prom is at the end of May, and I'm so excited to go.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I mean, like you see it in like movies and stuff growing up, and like it just I feel like everyone looks forward to it.
Especially for like girls, it's such an event for like you look up to all of high school. Oh, we finally get to do this last thing before we leave, and so I feel like I'm just so excited to finally experience that.
Yeah.
This one, oh my god, would be so cute.
Yeah. I'm going to the prom with a date.
And I'm just gonna go with my friends. So like for a dress, I feel like something like this.
Oh, I love
like
that.
This.
Yeah, yeah.
Alexis, here's what I'm thinking. A floor-length yellow dress with maybe a slit and then maybe an off-the-shoulder.
That'll be good.
Yeah. And then I'm thinking maybe some white shoes, not too high but not too low. And then I definitely think some gold jewelry and big, big bouncy hair. And I think for makeup, I think a soft like glam look would be cute. Lots of pinks, lots of blush, lots of glow.
That'll suit you so well. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe like a long pink dress, definitely a brighter color, maybe sparkly. V-neck would be good, maybe a halter. For shoes, I'm thinking definitely high heels, open or closed toe, either or.
I think that's a cute shade. Do you have anything like maybe a bit darker?
Also glowy makeup, like what Evie was saying. A lot of blush, a lot of bronzer. I feel like sparkly is always a bit better, you know?
Yeah. I feel like especially for prom, you want glitz, you want glam.
Yeah,
perfect.
Exactly. And yeah, for the hair, I'm thinking like a half up, half down, maybe wavy, very bouncy, a lot of volume, and yeah. Alexis, we can't wait to see what you come up with.
And we're so excited for our prom makeover.
All right, let's hear it for Evie and Aurora. Welcome to the show. And we cannot forget about the stylist tasked with this very important job, Alexis Hans. This is very exciting. I love that big hair is back. I'm so excited about long dresses. How are you both feeling?
So excited.
Yes. Okay, Alexis, you got a little, no pressure. How are you feeling?
I feel good. there's a big checklist there that they're. So I'm, you know, interested to see if these dresses will work, or might you want to switch direction, kind of thing. Because we were saying yellow off the shoulder. But I love to start with a vision.
Yeah.
So high five, because the client that knows what they want is the kind of client I want.
So good.
I think it'll be easy.
Okay, we're feeling good. All right, Evie and Aurora, I cannot wait to see what you end up in. This is going to be so much fun. So y'all head backstage. You got a lot of work to do, but we'll see you at the end of the show, okay?
All right.
Okay, great. Good job. Okay, this is going to be very fun. I'm feeling excited about this. This is so much different than when I was looking for my prom dress. You know, you went to the mall and you were like, I guess this one does. They got Alexis Hans working with them. That's going to be an absolute delight. But I think it's about time that we get cooking. Let's head to the kitchen. All about friendship, I thought I'd ask two of my best buddies to join me here in the kitchen. Everyone, please welcome Nikki Strachan and Kyle Stevens. Hello! Oh my gosh, what a delight, Kyle. Yes, we got this. Okay, I'm very excited. Eagle Eye fans will recognize Nikki Strachan from The Good Stuff. Makeup artist, hair artist extraordinaire. We've been hanging out all morning.
Yes, we have.
Yeah, it's been a good thing.
And like, it feels like 5 hours.
I mean, it has probably been about 5 hours. But people might not recognize my best buddy, Kyle Stevens. Let's hear it for him. Kyle and I have been friends since high school, so he had to come today. But I'm going to get you guys to sit down because I'm going to make a dish inspired by Kyle.
All right.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. Don't worry, Kyle knows what it is. It's not a surprise. That would be kind of weird. I always joke that making your friends eat on TV is the meanest thing I do.
Yeah.
Because eating on TV is really hard.
Yeah.
But thank you very much for coming.
Anytime.
Okay, this
Yeah.
would be great. So since I'm making a dish inspired by Kyle, let's start with Nikki. Nikki, do you have any like, what's your fave memory story? Something about us?
There's so many.
Yeah.
And we've known each other for like 10 years.
Which is bananas.
It's crazy.
We actually met in this building.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, you sat in my chair and I was like, we're gonna be besties.
Yeah.
But the one that lays heavy, like most in my mind recently, is when you surprised me with Taylor Swift tickets.
Oh, yeah!
And it was very sweet because we were outside and you just like, the news, it was like, oh, my friend, she really needs to borrow some of your clothes because, you know, she's going to the Taylor Swift concert. And I was just like, what friend?
Yeah.
I'm like, what friend wants to borrow my clothes?
Yeah.
And then she's like, and then it's because it's you. Yeah. And then we cried.
We cried. It looked like something horrible had happened. We were weeping.
Yeah, we were just sobbing in the distillery. It was amazing. And hugging. And I was like, oh my God.
It was great. And then I unintentionally spilled all of my popcorn in Nikki's drink.
Yeah.
And I think you now cannot eat popcorn anymore.
Yeah,
I ruined popcorn for the Taylor Swift concert.
Hey, it was so worth it.
It was totally worth it.
Yeah.
Okay, oh my gosh, that was such a good one.
That's memory.
Oh my gosh. Nikki and I, because Nikki often does always does my hair. Today you did my makeup. And we work very close together.
Yes, yes.
My favorite
Yes,
is like when we casually just start unintentionally singing the same song.
Yeah.
And quietly, right in each other's eyes. I was like, it's very
blah, blah, blah,
romantic.
blah, blah, and then it's like,
yeah.
yeah, it's very nice.
What an absolute delight. Well, love you. Love you as well, Kyle. We're going to get into your stories later. I'm feeling too nervous about those, so we're going to do those soon. But first, I wanted to make a recipe inspired by Kyle. Now, Kyle, there was like a 5 or 6 year span in our life where you'd come over for dinner. Well, I mean, you still do, but like this time period. Yeah. And I'd be like, what do you want? And you would always ask for one thing. What was it?
Fish tacos.
Always fish tacos. He loves a fish taco. And I think it's because you thought they were easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just whip them together in front of yourself.
Yeah, it's so easy breezy. They are not difficult, but I did at this point live in like a 1-bedroom apartment with absolutely no vent hood. And deep frying fish, weird. But honestly, it was great. So I'm gonna make those fish tacos in honor of Kyle today. So we're gonna have a time. Okay. Now, yes, we're making fish tacos, but for me, a fish taco always has a really good kind of crunchy veg slaw with it. You know what I mean? Because it's got that little bit of texture, super, super tasty. So I'm gonna get to work on the slaw first. So in this bowl, I've got about 1/4 of a cabbage. I am using Savoy cabbage, which is my personal favorite. It's kind of like the slightly deflated beach ball of the cabbage world. It's like kind of curly, it's a little squishy, whereas like a red cabbage or a green cabbage, really hard like a basketball. You could definitely use those as well, but I'm going with these because I feel like they're gonna be best. So I've got those in a bowl here, and into there for a little bit of color and sweetness, I'm going in with 1/2 of a red bell pepper. I like the color. Honestly, any bell pepper you have, you can use, but this is what I'm feeling today. Then for a little more sweetness, I think this is something that I've always added in. little bit of pineapple. Oh, we're feeling it,
Oh,
right?
I'm down with a pineapple.
So
Yes.
it's sneaky, sweet and delicious, a little sour. So I've got about half a cup of diced pineapple here. To be perfectly honest, did I, in my early 20s, just use canned pineapple? Yes. I was like, I'm not buying a pineapple. Just keep a can and you're good to go. All right, that is looking great. Now into there, I'm gonna go in with some green onions. I've got 2 green onions here that I've thinly sliced. Those are going on in. And then to season everything up, the first thing I need, this is strange, but we're gonna go in with a little bit of sugar. The sugar's gonna balance everything. It works really well with that cabbage, just to kind of pull back on the bitterness. I'm gonna scatter that right on top. Season that with a little bit of salt, little bit of pepper as well. And then I'm also gonna go in with some cumin. All right, now we gotta add in that cumin because that's gonna give a really nice kind of smokiness, also a little bit of lemoniness in here too, which is always a delight. Just about half a teaspoon of that is gonna just bring a ton of flavor. I've already seasoned it with salt, with pepper, but I'm gonna add in some oil now. Oil always helps carry flavor. So just about 2 tablespoons of oil. 2 tablespoons is more than you think it is, guys. I'm not gonna lie.
Especially with that spout.
Especially with the spout. You know me, I usually have a squeeze bottle at home and it's very easy to over oil things, but we're good to go. Now, for a little bit of vinegariness, obviously, I'm going in with about a tablespoon or 2 of apple cider vinegar, but any sort of like light colored vinegar will work here. And then just to give the like taco vibe, we're also going in with some lime juice. So I'm just gonna give it a little bit of a roll on my board, slice that in half, and add in that lime juice. Now, I prefer lemons to limes, I'm not gonna lie. But when I'm making tacos, it is all about the limes. Maybe save a little bit of that lime for a nice cerveza. Always a good thing, totally delish. All right, pop that in. All right. Now, Kyle, I'm gonna give you, unfortunately, I'm gonna give you this spatula to mix this.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard, but he's gonna do it. Okay. Kyle's on salad duty. Okay.
Salad duty.
Honestly, you're doing
That
great.
is scary.
He just sang a little. Did anybody else hear the little song he just sang?
Salad duty.
Yeah,
Oh
okay,
my
cool.
God, I love a song.
This is a good day.
This is
I was
great.
like, spoiler alert, they're becoming best friends now, and I don't love it. Yeah. All right, now I'm gonna get to work on the fish. Guys, this is chaos. I'm gonna get to work on the fish now for these fish tacos. So the first thing I need is the dry ingredients to do a little bit of a dredge. So in a shallow dish, I'm going in with a 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. And then for extra crunch, because you want a good crispy, crunchy coating, I'm going in with a 1/4 cup of cornstarch. That's gonna give it maximum crunchiness. The flour's gonna make it go golden brown though, which is a dream. So into the bowl we go. Season that up with some salt. You can, great job, Kyle. Nicely done. Really good. Now, I'm not gonna lie, one time Kyle Stevens was making dinner at his house and he was cooking up some fish and in the middle, he had the fish on the heat, it was on the stove, and he just was like, I think I'm gonna go shower.
Oh, it's really hot.
It was really hot. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna sneak in there and save this dinner.
I also knew I had the secret weapon of Mary Berg.
That's true. He knew.
need to cook.
No, he's like, she's got this, she's got this. All right, I've got that dredge good to go. And then here I've got some haddock. Haddock is my favorite fish for any sort of fish taco, but you could use cod, you could do halibut, any sort of good fish that you like a firmer white fish as usual. Give that a little bit of a toss just to coat in that mixture. And this is that dry dredge that you're looking for. So you just want a little bit on the outside, mostly coated, and you're good to go. And then into there, we're going to make a batter. Now, I always do it in the same dish because I don't like wasting all of that flour and cornstarch. So into there, I'm going in with a little bit of baking powder just to give it some lift, just about half a teaspoon-ish. Pop that in. And then we need our good friend, beer, because we're hanging out with friends, so we've got him. All right. So you want to use a lighter flavored beer here, something like a lager or even a Pilsner, and you just want about 1/3 of a cup. So we're gonna measure-ish 1/3 of a cup, but that was a terrible pour.
That was okay. That was
I
good.
am mortified right now. I'm just gonna still, you know what? I'm so mortified. You guys get to share that.
Thank
Okay,
you.
there you go. You have yours. Okay. Now they're gonna split their beer. I'm gonna add the rest into this beautiful batter. Wait, I might need more of that. Don't drink it all. Let me see. Give me a little squid. Ah! Actually, I'm good.
Okay.
Nailed it. Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Now, this is a really, really easy batter. As you're mixing it, though, because of that cornstarch in there, it might get a little bit gloopy, but it's going to come together beautifully. But you want it thinner than you think you want it. Because basically, you want it to just slightly coat that beautiful fish, and you're going to be good to go. All right, that's looking good to me. So now we are going to fry this fish. And anytime you're making a good fish taco, you want it fried. You can bake it, but fried is the way to go in my house. So I have got some canola oil or any sort of neutral flavored oil here, heating over about medium heat. Basically, you're looking for when you get a spoon and insert it in, little bubbles form. Do you see those little bubbles that are happening? That is some perfectly heated up oil. Can you see those? Yeah, you can see them. There you go. We're getting that shot. Look at that. That is some nice, beautiful oil. You're looking for about 350 degrees. So now I'm just gonna add that fish in. Just dredge it in that beautiful batter, just lightly coated, and then pop that in. And I just wanna fry this for about 2 minutes until golden and crispy. Now, while this fries, we're gonna take a break, but when we come back, we're gonna make some guac, Nikki's guac. Sounds good. Stick around.
Tomorrow, we're hitting the road, and our crew of chefs are taking you to their favorite roadside diners.
I'm excited to eat.
Oh, we're excited to feed you.
And with viral pancakes, tuna melts, and root beer floats, they've got you covered with easy ways to make all the comfort food classics at home. The good stuff is all new tomorrow.
Friendship today. So I thought it'd be fun to bring two of my best buds to work today with me. We got Nikki and Kyle. Now, Nikki and I get to work together every day, which is an absolute delight. Kyle, we met in high school.
Yes.
Yeah, and I thought
a couple years ago.
Just a few years ago. Just like a year or two back. It's cool. But I would like to know, I'm actually very scared about this because I don't know what he's gonna say. Do you have a story? About us?
I'm glad I was able to think about this beforehand.
Okay.
Because the more I thought about it, the less I could pick something.
Yeah.
And it's just the little rituals of that long of friendship that are good. Of like, we used to just spend Friday nights sitting on the swings at the beach in Pickering.
Yeah, we did.
And then going to your place for dinner all the time. And just years and years of, oh, it's Tuesday night, we're going over for dinner. Just doing that all the time. And nothing in particular. I think that's more important.
I agree. Oh my gosh, Kyle, that was so nice.
Don't make me cry on TV.
I was gonna say, I was like, that's really, really nice. What a delight. Okay, cool. Do you have anything? Oh, no, we're crying. Okay, cool. We got this. Kyle.
Yes.
I love you.
You too.
Okay, cool. So we are going, in honor of Kyle, he's gonna have a beer. That's his classic, yeah. We're getting emotional. We're gonna have a sip of beer. No, in honor of Kyle being here today, I wanted to make a recipe that I've made for him probably a gajillion times, and that is Kyle's fish tacos.
Yes.
In fact, in my mind, fish tacos and Kyle are synonymous. So before the break, I made some delicious crispy haddock, really, really delicious in a beer batter. I made a great slaw with the help of Kyle's, right, guys?
Good job.
Kyle Stevens tossed the salad very, very well. Very nice. It's so, so good. And then I'm gonna make a little bit of guacamole. I'm gonna call this Nikki's guacamole though, so you're not left out of this recipe. Okay, we got Nikki's guac. So I've got about 4 avocados here in a bowl that I've just kind of mashed up. Now I like my guacamole on the chunkier side, but feel free to mash it more. I usually just use a fork, but if you wanted to, you could use a potato masher, anything like that. If you like it really smooth, pop it in a blender, but to me, that's more of a crema, not what I'm looking for. Now into there, we're gonna season this up. Since we're all friends here, I'm gonna go in with raw garlic, and I'm gonna do 2 cloves.
I support that.
Are we in?
Yes.
Okay,
We're
guys.
absolutely in.
When you're sharing food with friends, you're allowed to have garlic breath, in my opinion. So we're gonna go in with maybe a clove, maybe 2 cloves of garlic. But don't worry. It's all good. Sorry, audience, when I come talk to you later, I'm gonna have garlic breath. All right, a little bit more just for good measure. I like the kind of spice that garlic gives, that raw, kind of punchy garlic flavor. But to pull back on that a little bit, I'm gonna add in the lime juice. That's also gonna help the guacamole not oxidize and get brown. But the lime juice is almost gonna like pickle the garlic a little bit, so it's not as punchy.
I love a pickle.
Yeah. At least that's what I'm telling everybody. Yeah. Don't worry, everybody gets a toothbrush when they leave my house too. Yeah. All right, add in that beautiful lime juice, maybe 1 to 2 limes. If you've got a good lime, you could get away with 1, but these ones are real duds.
The extra roll.
Yeah. The
is
extra
helpful.
It's key. I know. Actually, Kyle, recently you taught me a cooking trick.
I did.
The
That
pearl
felt
onions.
So good.
Yeah.
To be able to show you something about cooking.
Kyle makes a really good beef bourguignon. What do you do?
So I take the pearl onions and boil them in water for like 30 seconds to a minute, and then, I cut the roots off first, boil them in water, and then you just pop them right out.
Yeah.
After
Like the peel comes off immediately. They just are like, bloop. It was honestly blew my mind.
Cut the roots off and boil them.
I don't know why
Sneaky.
Kyle took this long to tell me this trick.
I had to surprise you someday.
Honestly, I really appreciated it. All right, so I've added a little bit of salt in there as well. And in normal fashion, I would add in some cilantro, but Nikki's not a fan of cilantro, so we're not doing that. That's a cilantro no, dog.
It's a no-no for me.
It's a no-no. So that'll be on the side. But what about spice? How are we feeling about a jalapeno?
Please.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go in with, you could do half, maybe a full. We're going full. All right, give that a good mix in. And there you have it. This is a taco feast for the ages. We've got guac, we've got our slaw, we got our fish, everything you could need. You guys help yourselves to some of this. I'm gonna build one.
Please do.
Okay. I'm very excited. And again, like I said earlier, the meanest thing I do to my friends is make them eat on camera. It is the most uncomfortable way to eat food. But you just have to commit. You know what I mean? Okay, yeah, going for sour cream.
Stealing your
He's going in for sour
yeah.
cream. Okay, I'm going in for some fish.
Sour cream, me too.
I'm gonna pop it on. You guys, it's TV eating. You gotta go
I know,
fast.
I know.
Yeah.
You've seen me make a sandwich.
I have. Kyle Stevens one time took, I'm not lying, 2 hours to eat a sandwich. I timed it because it was so wild. Okay, shall we dig in?
Yes.
Okay, let's do this. Cheers to friendship, you guys.
Cheers.
Thanks so much for coming today. Okay. What a delight. We gotta take a break, but we'll be right back.
Coming up, planning a trip with your BFFs? Winston C has the apps and hacks to keep things smooth and drama-free.
Traveling with friends can be a blast, but planning is definitely key. Winston C is here with his top tips. Hey, Winston.
Hi, Mary. Good to see you.
It's so good seeing you. Okay, traveling with friends. You are someone who does this, I feel like, quite frequently.
Quite frequently, and let me tell you, traveling with your friends, the ultimate test of any relationship.
It's very true.
It can make or break a relationship and a friendship, right?
1,000%. It's not just for romantics.
No.
It's also for the friends. It's like, oh, does this work?
So I'm going to arm you with some tricks, some easy tips and tricks so that you can survive your trips with your friends.
I love that. Make them as fun as possible. Okay, so first up, let's start off with the best way to keep a group organized on a trip, because this is a big one.
It is absolutely key. And I think the key here is to make sure that everybody has their say. And so my first app is called Notion. Notion is great because it's actually a note-taking app, but what's great is you can collaborate with your friends. I actually have a travel planner here, which is really nice, that has all of my trips planned from last year to this year. And I've actually gone ahead, Mary, and we're gonna go to Chicago this summer.
Fun, very exciting.
And we've got a pretty blank slate. We're going in June for a week. My mom and my aunt are coming with us.
Oh my gosh, so fun.
And we've got a blank slate. What's nice is you've also got AI built in. So using Notion AI, I'm gonna type up, plan a weekend trip for 4.
You are very brave typing in front of people.
Chicago. And what it will do is it will automatically think and give you a recommendation on what to do Saturday.
Oh my gosh.
Lunch, evening, Sunday, places to see, transportation, accommodation, tips, everything that you might want to think of, it will automatically put here, including links.
That's so cool.
And then you can add or remove things that you like and don't like to customize your trip further. But it will give you a nice base of things that it thinks you might like to do based on when you're going, how many people you're going with, etc.
It narrows things down,
And this is automatically shared with all your friends, so your friends can also add and remove things as well.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love that.
Really cool, right?
Very, very cool. Now, anything else in this category? Do you have a little tip or something?
So a little tidbit I would add is rotate the planner role. We all have that friend who usually takes the lead and plans everything, and we all have the friend that just likes to sit back and do nothing.
Yes.
Right? Who's that person, right?
I was going to say sometimes, yes.
Sometimes we're that person. So rotate the planner role so that everybody gets a chance to be the leader on the trip.
I love that idea. That's such a good way to keep things even. Now, speaking of keeping things even, not necessarily the case here, we're talking splitting the bill.
Splitting the bill.
This is a big one. This is a big one even if you're not traveling.
And splitting the bill can be awkward. Sometimes we have the friend who just wants to split everything 5 ways, and some of us had a drink and others didn't, right? And so to take the awkwardness out of it, there's an app for that.
Okay.
Splitwise is great, and I think a lot of people are familiar with it because you can add all of your expenses and share it with your friends. But I'm gonna take things a step further and show you an app called Tab. Okay, Mary? I'm gonna click New Bill. Okay. And I happen to have a bill from a lunch that we went on recently.
Okay, where did we go?
We went to a Thai restaurant.
Oh, of course we did.
So I'm gonna take a picture of this bill from this Thai restaurant here. So it'll say, do you want to use this receipt? I'm going to click use it. It's going to process the receipt. And what's really neat is once it's done, Mary, there we go. I'm going to say who went. So Winst is me.
Good, love it. It's like bowling.
And then I'm going to add Mary. And it's going to itemize everything from the meal. And what you can do is say who ordered what. So Mary, you had this noodle dish.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna click Winst there, and I had this other noodle dish and an iced tea.
Okay, right on.
Then you click tax and tip, and you can say we're gonna leave an 18% tip for the server, and it will automatically calculate what Winston owes, what Mary owes, and the bill total, right?
I love that.
And it automatically does it based on taking a picture of the receipt.
That's so easy. You don't have to do any of the like. Does anyone have a pen?
Yeah.
How do we figure this out?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Or the calculator.
Yeah.
And it's a free app.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love that. Now, what's about a little bit of a? Oh wait, do you have? Was it the tip or do we have another tip?
The tip is sharing expenses, especially when you're traveling.
Yes.
The Wise card is really great. It's actually a free app you can download on your phone. And what's nice is you're able to manage multiple currencies. So if you're traveling abroad with somebody, you can take the foreign exchange fees out of it.
Oh, that's great.
And you can have multiple currencies on your card. So again, it's a good way to manage expenses while reducing the cost of traveling internationally.
I love that. So then you don't get your credit card bill with all those like globes, and you're like, oh,
you're like,
what are those?
That?
Yeah. Okay. Next up, we're going to talk about staying connected abroad because not everybody has data.
Not everybody has data, and we want to make sure that you do stay connected. And what's nice about this is you're able to keep your home SIM card in your phone without taking it out of your phone.
Oh, great.
It's called Airalo. Airalo allows you to install eSIMs. And what's nice is if you're traveling internationally, there are different types of eSIMs you can load. A local, a regional, and a global. So pick a country, any country.
Let's go to Italy.
Let's go to
Someone
Italy.
else said that nicely done.
Yeah. Right? So what's nice about Italy is it will allow, mamma mia, it will allow you to pick the amount of data you want. So you can pick a gigabyte here, how good it's for, and how much it will cost. And as you use them up, you're able to top it up so that you have just the right amount of data while still staying in touch with all of your friends.
That is fantastic. Now, do you have a little bit of a bonus tip for this one?
Well, while you're staying in touch with your friends, download the Google Translate app. It's an app we've talked about on this show before. What's nice is not only can you have a two-way conversation, but you can take pictures of things like menus and street signs in other languages, and it will automatically translate that for you.
That's fantastic,
really
making
nice,
things so easy. Now, speaking of roadsides and things like that, let's talk about navigating together and keeping track of our friends in a busy city.
Yes, and navigation, especially in busy crowds. If you're going to a busy park or you're going to a concert, sometimes it's really hard to find your friends. Yes, you can use the Find My app, which allows you to see your friends' locations in real time. That works well on streets. But what I have here is called What 3 Words. And what's really neat about this is it actually allows you to find your friends in an area that might not necessarily have an intersection.
Oh, okay.
So say we're inside a park. I've pulled up High Park here, and we're right by this tree. I'm going to select this tree. And what it will do is give out 3 random words. And this is like your triangulation, your intersection, if you will. Machinery, results, socket. Those 3 words mean nothing.
Yes.
But to your friends, it's actually your location.
Oh, okay.
So they will have the same app on their phone, and they will type in those same 3 words. And what it will do is give them the navigation to how to find you in an area that doesn't have an intersection.
Oh my gosh.
Good for finding friends in a busy crowd.
Definitely, or even if you're in a museum or something like that. Really, really great. Winston, this was absolutely fantastic. Thanks so much. Keeping us traveling with our friends and still friends after. We got to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Coming up, raise a toast to friendship. We've got the perfect cocktails for everyone in your friend group. That's coming up next.
Today is all about friendship, and to help us toast to the group chat, Evelyn Chick is here with some celebratory cocktails. Hey, Evelyn! How's it going?
So great.
Okay, I'm feeling good. How do we feel about a group chat? What are you thinking?
I love a group chat.
Yeah.
I'm in too many of them.
I know, but I like that you can just like chime in every once in a while and be like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm the pop in once in a while just to check on everybody.
Totally.
Yes.
So in the group chat, what is your kind of role?
So I am the organizer. I love a good calendar invite.
Yeah, me
I
too.
invite people to lunch, to coffee, whatever it is. I'm sliding in your calendar.
100%. 100%. I love a calendar invite. So this first cocktail is actually inspired by you and the
Yes.
organizers of the groups.
The organizer. So my favorite cocktail is a gin martini.
I do like a gin
This is
martini.
actually a 50-50 gin martini. I love talking about vermouth levels when it comes to martinis. So dry means very little vermouth, wet means a little bit more.
Okay.
And this is actually equal parts gin and vermouth.
So this is a
reason
very
why.
wet martini.
Very wet
Okay.
martini. But also a little bit lower alcohol by volume, so I don't
nice.
feel too guilty having one or two of them.
Okay, I like this. I like this. Yeah.
So as the organizer, first how we properly do a martini is that we stir it.
Okay.
And this is actually called tempering the mixing glass. So you're
Okay.
actually like putting ice in the mixing glass and then tossing any excess water out.
Okay.
Just a little bit. There's none perfect.
Nice.
And we're gonna throw in 1.5 ounces of gin for each martini. We're making 2.
Okay.
And then again, equal parts of dry vermouth.
And what is vermouth?
Vermouth is actually a fortified wine, so
okay.
made of like a wine base with herbs and roots, and then it gives it like a really kind of uplifting element to your martini. And it's fortified with any neutral grain spirit.
Okay, cool. This is good to know. I've always wondered, never asked.
And keep
So-
your vermouths in the fridge because it oxidizes if you don't.
Got it.
Yeah, and we
That
don't
makes
want
sense.
that. So we give it a nice little stir. And before we do that, we're actually going to add some orange bitters because it actually highlights all the citrus elements in the gin. Okay, we're
going a lot.
There.
This is gonna be a bitter.
Yeah,
Listen, I like
You
bitter.
know what? We're just gonna figure it out.
This is for the bitter friend in the group chat.
As the
Everybody's
organizer,
been that one.
as
you
the
know.
organizer, I should have checked. It's okay. It's okay. We're doing great.
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna strain it into the martini.
So typically you would just do
glasses
how much of the?
here. A couple dashes.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
a couple
Love it.
dashes. You know what? We're gonna roll with it.
Yeah, we are.
And these are small, like beautiful 50-50 martinis. So
It
what we're gonna
smells
do
great.
Is going to also zest some orange zest on top and just give it a twist. There you go.
Oh my gosh, those look.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm
into it.
I'm
Okay.
excited. Maybe we just invented a new cocktail,
Yes.
Evelyn.
With a
Okay.
little more
It's the
juice. There you
extra
go.
bitter 50-50. Okay, let's give it a.
Okay. Into it.
Honestly, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. Very okay.
Got an interesting mouthfeel.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Lots of orange.
That was excellent. I loved everything about that.
Good.
Organizer, what are we moving on to?
Life of the party.
Yeah,
There's
that-
always one that's
and they
like,
would have done
They would
exactly
have done
that.
exactly
Yeah.
that. So these two are in a separate group chat to talk about the third person.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a spicy passion fruit margarita.
Oh, I love
Because
that.
I love a little jazz it up.
Yeah,
So we're
perfect.
gonna go in with 1.5 ounces of reposado tequila, which means
Beautiful.
rested.
Okay.
So there's a little bit of oak influence to it, and then a spiced agave syrup.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can buy agave nectar anywhere in the grocery store, and honestly, just a couple drops of hot sauce.
Oh.
Yeah, spices it up a
I
little
like
bit.
that
So
hack.
1/2 ounce of each, a little bit of passion fruit juice. And then we're gonna go in with 3/4 ounces of lime juice for each cocktail. So we're making 2.
Okay, love that.
As always, friends, gotta share.
Love a share. Yeah. And I love that Evelyn's here to shake a cocktail because I
you don't have
cannot.
to.
I cannot shake a cocktail without making the doofiest face.
So this is gonna go into these rock slides beautifully.
Look at that.
Oh, I love the color too.
It's stunning. That's so beautiful.
So this is your life of the party cocktail.
Love it.
Spicy passion fruit margarita. Very, very easy to make.
Okay, cool. Let's do life of the party. Dun, 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 dun. Let's give it a taste. Okay.
Ooh, I like that, like a little bit of heat at the back.
That's good.
That's a party cocktail.
That's a party cocktail. And also the passion fruit in there, nice and fruity, a little floral. Oh my gosh, that's
exactly.
delicious. All right, last but not least, we're going into, the one who anytime you have a question, they're the one who's like, well, I actually know the answer to this.
Sips the tea like this.
Sips the tea like this.
Yes.
This friend.
This is dedicated to the intellectual of the group. We all have one of those. So we're actually making an Earl Grey martini. We've gone ahead and infused some gin with Earl Grey tea bags. Very easy. Just throw 2 in like a 250 ml, like in a mason jar or whatnot.
Okay.
Let it sit overnight, and it becomes this really beautiful, really floral.
Oh, that smells
Earl Grey
great.
gin.
Yeah.
So, 1.5 ounces of that in each cocktail. And then we're gonna use the same tea bags to do a 2-to-1 sugar-water ratio syrup.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in a double Earl
doubling
Grey.
it up.
Love
Exactly. And then we're gonna add some lemon juice just for some brightness. And then at the end, we're gonna do a couple drops of foamer. So it just makes it look nice and frothy. There is a little.
We got the lid thing
dasher.
on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a few drops of that, so it makes it nice and frothy.
It kind of takes the place of like an egg white.
Yeah, exactly. If you have an egg white at home, you can do that as well. Pasteurized egg white, just 1 ounce. Good to go.
Okay, perfect. I'm excited about this one.
I
know, this is gonna be a good one.
Yeah. Okay, so this is dedicated to the intellectuals of the group chat called the Earl Grey Martini. Again, look at this beautiful
Oh, that's so pretty.
Yes.
Look at it settling. Ooh.
Yeah. And you mentioned you like doing a little lemon in your Earl Grey tea.
I do.
So we're gonna garnish it with a little dehydrated lemon because the intellectual always has a little bit of extra thought put into.
I love it. Evelyn Chick. That's how I take my Earl Grey tea. Absolutely delightful. Let's do it as ours.
Wow. Pinky's out for this one.
Pinky's out, everybody. Evelyn, thank you so much. This was an absolute delight. And studio audience, thanks to Jackson Triggs Wine Club, you're all going home with 2 bottles of the reserve wine. And to enjoy that wine, thanks to IKEA, you're all going home with a set of their wine glasses. Enjoy. We got to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Cheers. Yeah. That was great. Thank you so much.
Up next, it's reveal time for these 2 best friends. Don't miss the jaw-dropping makeover reveals next.
With us, and it is time to reveal our prom makeovers. Alexis, you were working with some great canvases, but that is a big order, tall order.
I mean, it's a really big night of their lives, especially to them right now. It's like the biggest night.
It's true, right? Prom, it's a big deal.
But honestly, they were really fun to work with. They look amazing.
Yeah?
And we kind of like switched directions, which is a good lesson. You know, you have an idea in your mind, but it's important to try on a bunch of different looks.
Yeah.
Same with your style. Don't get stuck in a rut.
Yes. Yeah. Again, keep an open mind. All right, well, high school best friends, Evie and Aurora, wanted help finding the right looks for their prom to make it unforgettable. Now, Alexis answered their call, obviously, and I personally can't wait to see the dresses they chose. Are we all ready? Yeah. Okay. Now, remember, Evie and Aurora have not seen each other yet. We've kept them separated backstage, so let's do it now. Come on out, you two. So beautiful. Okay, first off, what do you each think of each other's looks?
I mean, you look so pretty.
Yeah, she looks so pretty.
I am obsessed with this color, not yellow.
Yeah, not yellow. I decided to take a little turn.
It is stunning. Oh my gosh. And how are you feeling about your own dresses? Are we comfy?
Yeah.
Good. I love it. Alexis, tell us everything.
Okay, well, one, it was just so much fun to shop with you guys and style you up. So both dresses are from a store named Windsor, which is actually in Dufferin Mall.
Nice.
I got a hot tip where all the good dresses were, and they said Windsor in Dufferin Mall. Just because they had so many. Because I think number one, it's like they have to like the color and the silhouette. There's so many options.
Totally.
So for Evie, she had that direction of like a yellow dress. She definitely knew you liked lighter colors though. So we had like kept with that direction because the darker colors kind of stole the show. So I love you in this like aqua blue color. Little cutouts because she's a cool girl. But just really comfortable and we like love it. I got Steve Madden for the bag and the shoes too. You want to show your little shoe there?
Oh, we got a white shoe.
We got a white shoe.
So that's what you wanted.
Yeah. So that's what you wanted. But we just really, I think it feels like you, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think it does.
Yeah, great.
It's so beautiful, and I love this. So if you want to dance, you can like move around a little bit, which is a key for sure. All right, what about Aurora?
So Aurora, we tried on a bunch of dresses, right? We FaceTimed her mom, okay? So she was part of the process. And mom was like pushing for this kind of orangey coral color, which we turned out in the end, which is so beautiful. But I think for you, what she kind of knew what she wanted. In the inspiration pics I saw, it was like embellished dresses.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I pulled going into it. I just think it's so stunning on you. I love the silhouette. Again, like Windsor just had like a bunch of, actually the same dress in different colors, so we just solidified on this one. And then Aldo for the bag. And the shoes actually are Aldo too.
These shoes are so cute. Check out that, right?
I have to say, I actually had like a minimalist gold one.
Yeah.
But when you have like a lot going on, you almost want to match that glam with the shoe.
Yeah.
So that's why I went with like a sparkly gold shoe.
I love it. Now, you did want a tall shoe. Are we still feeling confident and comfy with it?
Yeah.
I love it. You two look absolutely beautiful. I am so excited for your big night. It's going to be an absolute blast. Oh my gosh, what an absolute delight. Thank you so much, Edie. Thank you, Aurora, for doing this with us. And Alexis, such a good job. As per usual, fantastic. Okay, well, we got to take a quick break, but we'll be right back. Sound good? Okay. Want more of the good stuff? For recipes, behind-the-scenes content, and so much more, follow us on our socials at The Good Stuff CTV. All right, we've got some time for a little bit of a Q&A with our audience. So first up, hi, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Belru. I'm here, with my friend Anya.
Hi, Anya. How's it going? Yeah.
And my question is, what's your favorite meal to cook with friends or for friends?
Oh, that's a really good question. I feel like my favorite meal to cook for friends is always breakfast, because everyone's always expecting something kind of low-key, but doing like an Eggs Benedict in the morning, always a good thing. But I also love like a Sunday night dinner, whether it's a roast or a big kind of casserole or something like that, where we can all just hang out. And I typically serve it at like 4 in the evening, because I'm like, get out of my house by 8 p.m. I gotta go to bed. I gotta go to bed. Thank you so much for your question. That was awesome. Also, hi, nice meeting you. Yeah. Oh, right. Okay, so the next question we have, I think, is with Rosa. Hi, Rosa. Oh, we're putting Jay to work. He's running around. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Rosa.
Hi.
And I brought my lovely friend Rose here.
Oh my gosh, almost same name.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to Halifax this summer.
Fun.
And I'd like to know where your favorite restaurant is and maybe what you would eat there or what you would order.
Oh, that's a good question, Rosa. Okay, so one of my favorite restaurants from Halifax actually closed a few years ago. It was called Chives. It was amazing. But there's a place right on the wharf called The Bicycle Thief that's really, really great. You have to make a reservation, though. It's busy because, again, you're right on the water. But pretty much everything there is a total stunner. It's really, really great. Halifax has such great food, though. Eat as many lobster rolls as you can. Yeah. That's the main suggestion I have there. Yeah. Enjoy your trip. That's amazing. All right, I think we have a question from Patty. Where's Patty? Oh, Jay's running. Hi, Patty.
Patty, here you go.
Hi, I'm Patty.
Hi.
I brought my beautiful friend Deb.
Hi, Deb.
And I'd like to know what your favorite dessert is to make.
Oh, that's a really good question. To make, honestly, I love making cakes because people who love cake are always so excited. Like a big birthday cake, kind of like a kid or something you'd buy, if you had money when you were a kid to buy a cake. But one of my favorite desserts to eat is anything lemony. I love a lemon tart. I do this really nice lemon cornmeal olive oil cake. It was in my last book. It's got lemon curd in there and a whipped ricotta. It's really, really tasty. That's probably one of my faves. Yeah, great question though. All right, I think we have time for one more. We've got time for Susan. Where's Susan? Oh, Jays are running. Jays are running. Hi, Susan.
I'm Susan. This is my BFF, Donna.
Hi, Donna.
My question is, what is the first thing you ever cooked on a stove?
On a stove. Ooh. Oh my gosh, Susan, that's a tricky one. I think one that I can remember, I remember doing chicken parmesan for my mom. That was like a big thing. That was a big deal. We also used to have this thing in our house growing up. My mom would always do chicken breast that she'd sear, and then this is chaos. She would get a whole bottle of Italian dressing and dump it in the pan and just cook it until it's caramelized. Honestly, it was delicious. That was probably my first big thing. And French toast. Yeah, French toast, hot tip, French toast, easier to make than pancakes, always a good thing. Susan, thank you so much for your question, and thank you to everybody for your questions and for coming to the show and for bringing your best friends. This was such a fun day. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow for more of The Good Stuff.